Yo, this is Fling with your Underdog Fantasy Battle Royale Week 13 first look draft. We're going to look at some game environments we want to target, some matchups specifically that we want to try to target, maybe some leverage spots, and we are going to do a live draft. So let's do it. All right, if you like these first look drafts, let me know. Hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as we got a lot more content coming your way. So courtesy of DFS Army, I got the game tiles pulled up here. This is something we like to use to show us game environments we may want to target. So in fact, this is week 13. This is the back test for week 12. So that's definitely not going to work. Let's pull up this week 13 slate. Awesome. So the game environment that really stands out, there's a few of them. And I love slates like this when we don't have a bunch of, low 40 totals, high 30s. We don't have any of those on this slate. So we got a lot of games above 40 points. And what I love about that is that it really keeps the field from concentrating on one game environment and, everyone is kind of having the same type of draft, right? Or, if they're on DraftKings or FanDuel, whatever DFS contest it is, they're focusing on the same type of stacks, the same type of players. So I think maybe, we can go a little more off the board with it this week, get a little different. I will say, obviously the top one is going to be Philly and Baltimore. Main reason, both of these teams can score a lot of points. Baltimore secondary has not been very good this year, so Philly can definitely score, and that pushes Baltimore to answer. And likewise, if Baltimore scoring, we know Philly certainly can answer because the Baltimore secondary is not very good. So this game projects as 51. I think I could even go over that. I love this game environment. And, A.J. Brown is obviously going to be a guy that's going to be in play. Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, obviously Lamar Jackson. So there's a lot of different ways you can go with this game. LA Rams, this is a good one for me. I really like the LA side of this game because New Orleans secondary is not good. They've actually been one of the worst secondaries across the second half of the season. They traded Lattimore. And just overall, there's just been a pretty poor team. So I like the Rams to be able to score. Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp. I think Stafford stacks are really in play. I love Puka Nacua specifically. He's the number one player in fantasy points per route run this year. So Puka Nacua is definitely going to be a guy that I'm looking to target. I think also Kyron Williams might be a guy that's been slept on. He's kind of had, some bad weeks, hasn't gotten to the end zone. He'd probably due for some positive touchdown regression. So if he's a guy that's going to be going later on a draft, so we might look to target him. On the other side, I like Taysom Hill as direct leverage off of Kamara, who I expect to go in the first round. Also they're getting healthy offensively along the offensive line. So this could be a good Kamara spot as well. But I do like Taysom Hill is kind of, a tight end that we've seen this year break the slate. A couple other game environments we might want to target. Tampa Bay going against Carolina. Carolina has been a team that you can run on. They've been a team you can pass on, but specifically, a team that you can run on. So I like Bucky Irving here. He's kind of taking over the backfield. He's a guy that I'd be looking to target. And then it's a great spot for Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans. So, I love that stack. Also love Kate Otten at the tight end position. So I'm really on to Baker this week. Couple other spots I might look to target would be Cincinnati. Anytime Cincinnati has a 25 implied team total, that's when I love to attack those stacks, specifically with them being so many other spots on the slate. I feel like Burrow stacks might go a little underlooked this week. So, Burrow to Chase, Burrow to Higgins, the double stack is one that I'm certainly not going to ignore. And then, last spot, a game that really stands out. I think we got the Chargers going against Atlanta. Atlanta has not been able to rush the quarterback. They've allowed, I think, top 7 production to opposing quarterbacks this year. So Herbert's in play. It's a good matchup for McConkey. maybe Quentin Johnson won't drop the ball. I don't know, but I definitely don't mind Herbert stacks. And this game projects is close and back and forth. So maybe on the Atlanta side, we can get Bijan at a value here when we hop into drafts as well. So Battle Royale this week, it was a great Turkey Day slate. They had a lot of contests. Unfortunately, I think they dropped the Battle Royale a little bit this week. It's only $5 entry fee and $15K to first, so it went from $40K to $15K. I think they just thought with all the people traveling, less people will be playing the main slate, more people will be playing the Turkey Day slate, so they went all in on that. Pretty good contest. Actually, almost had a takedown in the Turkey. 157th place. I was 8 points out of first place. Really needed Tucker Kraft or Josh Jacobs to get another touchdown at the end of that game, and probably would have had a top 10, top 15 finish, but so close. Didn't get there. But we got Sunday slate to look forward to. So looks like I'm picking third here. And one other game environment I want to talk about that I don't want to ignore. We got Washington with a 25-point implied team total. The Titans have not been the same team in the secondary that you would expect. When they started the season, like Tre'Davious White's been hurt. You can definitely throw on them. I love Jaden Daniels, 2 McLaurin sacks in this spot. Also, Ertz is a guy you can stack up with Jaden Daniels. And Austin Eckler's been rolled out. So we might be able to go right back to Brian Robinson Jr. He's a guy I think maybe we can get towards the end of the draft and could provide, some good leverage on the field. So looks like Saquon Barkley went first. And then it's up to me. I could choose Nico Collins or Jamar Chase, Derrick Henry. I got some great options here. I'm really feeling like this is a wide receiver week. I might even double up and start with 2 wide receivers, depending on how this draft falls. But Nico Collins, he is in a really good spot. He's going against a Jacksonville team that gives up 70 yards above average to opposing wide receivers. So I like Nico in this spot. The last time he went against Jacksonville, I think he had like 12 targets, like 10 receptions. He just broke the slate, and he's due for an explosion game. He's had a couple touchdowns called back the past couple games, and I think this could be the spot that he actually gets going. So everyone's going running back. I'm going to kind of zig while others zag a little bit. I like that. I'm down to take Puka Nacua or Justin Jefferson here and wait on running back a little bit. So Arrow kind of had the same idea as me. A-Rod 25 is start a wide receiver. Looks like Puka went, and we'll see if Justin Jefferson goes here. If he goes, I think I might take Henry, but I could come back and get Evans a little later, maybe. Interesting. All right, so do I take Justin Jefferson? I think it's kind of a good spot for Justin Jefferson, and people have been sleeping on him. So in this draft, I'm going to take Justin Jefferson. So I started Nico and Justin Jefferson, so I can maybe get Stroud later. The thing is with Stroud is you could potentially double stack him. Maybe I get Schultz later in the draft. Maybe I just do the single. I can also get Sam Darnold late, which is nice. I like being able to take my quarterback with one of my last couple picks. So, yeah, some of these guys are definitely loading up on running backs, and I'm a fan of that. Looks like I will have a running back available to me. Like I said earlier, Kyron Williams, I think he might be slept on a little bit. It's a great spot for the passing game. They have a high implied team total, so that's exactly when you want to take the running backs as, direct leverage. A guy that can certainly score a lot of points. We've seen it in the past. Everyone's going to be taking Puka early. Cup's going in the beginning of the third round. So Kyron Williams being slept on a little bit. A lot of weeks you could get Kyron in the first round. Now here I am getting him in the third round. after starting Nico and Justin Jefferson. So, at this point, I'll probably look for, like I said, I would take Taysom Hill. I like Cade Otton there. And, if I was to take Cade Otton, I love that spot because I can also stack Cade Otton with Baker Mayfield, and actually think I like the ceiling of Baker Mayfield a little bit higher than both CJ Stroud and Sam Darnold. So that would be a stack I definitely would look to target. And then, I could look at a running back that I can get a little later that's in a good spot. Jonathan Taylor, I think people are sleeping on him a little bit. Jonathan Taylor's always good for an eruption, like when you're least expecting it. Kind of when, everyone's looking to play Mixon and Kamara and Bijan, Barkley, all these guys. That's kind of when you'll see Jonathan Taylor absolutely break the slate. And, okay. Now, this guy, I'm guessing, will take another running back, but we'll see. He's already taken 2. He's taken 2, so there's a good chance that Jonathan Taylor does come back to me. And maybe I could get Cade Otton. Chase Brown has fallen a little bit. I would expect one of Chase Brown or Jonathan Taylor to get back. So if Cade Otton doesn't go here, I will take him in this spot and then look to stack him with Baker Mayfield, I think. All right, let's take Cade Otton. Taysom is right there too. Oof, tough decisions. I think Cade Otton has a little bit of a better floor than Taysom, and it also works well that I could stack him with Baker. But I definitely will be looking to do some more drafts over the weekend and get some Taysom exposure because it is a really good spot for Taysom, who could be solid direct leverage off of Kamara. What I mean by direct leverage is if a lot of these Kamara in every draft of the Battle Royale, there's going to be Kamara going in the first or second round. So if Kamara fails because Taysom gets all the touchdowns and you get Taysom in the 4th round, you set yourself up to really be in a spot to win the tournament. And a lot of those, first round running backs, those Kamara builds, they have essentially all failed. So I think he could be a good spot. And yeah, this guy got him in a great spot right there. So Baker Mayfield just went, which is something I definitely should have thought about with. Well, I guess I couldn't have because I took Otton and then Evans went right after me. So what I'm going to do here, I am going to. Interesting. There's some. I could potentially. All right, we're going to take Jaden Daniels. I'm going to zig a little bit here. Jaden Daniels runs enough that I do think you can have him unstacked. So I'm fine running him naked here in the 5th round. That's a tremendous spot for Jaden Daniels. This is a guy that was going in the 2nd round in a lot of drafts, even in the 1st round. And they have a 25 point implied team total. So I like him in that spot. And there's going to be a run on quarterbacks. And I think either Chase Brown or Jonathan Taylor are going to make their way back. Now, wow, that guy he only took 1 running back. So another running back could be taken here. I could see Jonathan Taylor going there. So we got to plan ahead. He won't because he already took 2 running backs. So Breece Hall. Yep, looks like Jonathan Taylor just went, but it's looking like Breece Hall may play this week. So I would take Breece Hall in this spot. I just saw news a little while ago. He looks good to go. So, he's obviously a good running back, a guy who has a high ceiling. If he plays, he also has a decent floor. And it's a really good combo with Kyron Williams, 2 guys that have good floor and a high ceiling. And overall, pretty much love this draft. Typically you want some sort of stack, but in this spot right here, with Jaden Daniels being more of a running quarterback, I didn't want to force it. So I certainly will be happy with that outcome for this first look draft. Looks like we're almost complete here. We got one more pick. All right, so just looking back at this one more time, got Jaden Daniels, naked Jaden Daniels lineup with Kyron Williams, with Breece Hall, Nico Collins in a plus matchup. Good spot for Justin Jefferson as well as Cade Otton. So overall, I think this lineup has a combination of floor and ceiling, and it's got some guys that project extremely well this week. So not a bad first look lineup. Obviously, we're going to do several more of these. $5 entry fees, looking like a $33,000 or 33,000 entries this week. So a little smaller than normal. It's only 22% field. I'm guessing there will probably be some more overlay. There seems to have been a lot, and that's probably why they, dropped the overall entry fee and prize pool and everything. They're expecting a lot of overlay this weekend. So looking forward to this contest. Definitely attack them. Pretty fun. Shot to win 15K. And specifically, if there's going to be overlay, it's positive expected value to do so. But if you've never played Underdog Fantasy before, use code Fantasy Football Fling for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. I think if you played before, even right now they're offering a Black Friday special, so like 50% deposit match. So check it out and make sure you subscribe to the channel. We will see you soon. I'm going to be going live tomorrow for DraftKings Millie Maker special, so check that out. We'll see y'all next time.